second annual Rare Beer Tasting. This is also the second time we've participated in it. It's a fundraiser for the Pints for Prostates campaign, and it's 25 beers that are either no longer commercially available or are just incredibly rare. We are pouring our bourbon barrel-aged smoked porter. It's a 2009 vintage smoked porter that we aged in Jack Daniels barrels for 8 or 9 months, and made a very limited quantity. It was part of our rough draft program, so it was only available in Alaska and in a very limited quantity, but we held on to a couple barrels for this event, so we're very excited to be sharing it with the craft community. It's kind of our first foray into barrel aging.
Well, first off, you're going to notice the oaky characteristics from, the regular smoked porter. You get a 2009, which is about a year old. The smoke does mellow as the beer ages a little bit, but a 2009 is still going to be pretty young for a smoked porter, so you're going to get a lot of smoke out of it right up front with just the regular smoked porter. Now, when you add it to that bourbon barrel, what you notice immediately is you get that smoke, but the smoke kind of lays down a little bit, and you really get that oaky flavor from the barrel, and those characteristics from the bourbon. And you can really, in the finish, you really taste the bourbon. It's almost like you're doing a shot. One of the things Alaskan really likes to do is try to keep things local and keep things within our local economies and the economy of Southeast Alaska. And so what we've done is we've worked with the people in Gustavus, which is, I don't know what, 40-50 miles by air from Juneau, and it's the gateway to Glacier Bay. Very small community, and the folks in Gustavus actually go out in the spring and pick the spruce tips, and they take them into a packing plant there. They inspect them for quality, and then they freeze them. And then we go over and actually buy them from the town of Gustavus. So that's all the spruce tips for the winter ale to brewery.
So what else do people do with spruce tips, or do they do it exclusively?
You can do jellies, you can do syrups, you can do, it's really not what people think a spruce tip, it's really not the flavor you think you're gonna get. It's not piney or spruce, it doesn't taste like, like pine sap or spruce sap. It tastes like, almost has a berry-like sweetness. What we do with the spruce tips, we actually just steep them in the boil. When you pull them out, they smell like strawberries. It's amazing, like the berry smell that comes from them. Yeah, so it doesn't impart a piney flavor. It's a sweetness that it imparts. So that's why you get the jellies and the syrups and things like that. Like he alluded to Captain Cook, he started making spruce beers for the vitamin C, so his crew wouldn't get scurvy, and that was the origins of the spruce beers. And we also, I like to think that Alaskan, we're historically based. We like to, and especially historic Alaska, and we like to look at those old recipes and build off of those. And create things that are contemporary now, but that are rooted in the brewing of old in Alaska. Because one time there was over 1,000. I think there was over 1,000 breweries around in the gold rush era. There's over 1,000 breweries in Alaska. There were 2 in Juneau. So I mean, it's just amazing that it's coming back now to Alaska. They don't distribute outside of really a very small area, and their beers are phenomenal. And so that's one beer I know I'm looking forward to is New Glarus. And they make some fruit beers, some lambics, and I've had a few of their different lambics, and they also make a spotted cow, which is a nice. I don't know exactly the style, but I've had a few of their beers, yeah, and they're fantastic. I was here in 2002, and that's when I had first tried New Glarus, and that's kind of when I was sold for sure. Yeah, I like fruit beers, like the lambic style, not like fruit beers, but like lambic style fruits, and they really do a very good job.
I know, I'm gonna go check out Firestone, and they had a stout that I tried a while ago that I want to try again, which was a Ravel of 10, which I thought was great. I tried it at Browers in Seattle, and it was definitely memorable, so I'm gonna gun in for that one. So.
Boulevard, their smokestack series. They've got some really great stuff coming out of their smokestack series, but I have had most of them before, luckily. But I always try and hit Southern California. They've got some really interesting small breweries that are making some really great beers in limited quantities down there in Southern California. So no breweries specifically, but I just always find really great stuff from them.
Well, I know down there's Russian River's down there. Well, that's actually central north, but then Tome at Pizza Port.
Yeah.
Tom Arthur. Tommy Arthur. Yeah, I always call him Tome because it looks like Tommy Arthur, and unbelievable beers there too. And it's just a little brew pub. Just a little like pizza joint with a brew pub, and they make world-class beer. It's a very small brewery. It's not big, and they make it's a lot of Belgian stuff too. And I'm kind of curious to see who's here from Oregon, because there's so many breweries in Oregon, and so in the Pacific Northwest area. I'm curious to see how many of the local smaller breweries actually have some beers here, and definitely would like to try those as well.